Welcome to episode 26 of NerdinIn. This is a place where we get together and grab each other's balls and circle jerk about all the nerd shit that we love. That don't really happen. My name's Omar. I'm from Dallas.
My name is Trey. I'm also from Dallas. Oh, wait, mixing it up. Sorry.
Go ahead, Trey.
I am Trey. I think I got a delay on my thing, on my end. This is all my fault. I'm going to chill back and let you go, Laurel. Okay.
Lauro from Houston. Cheers.
So look at this. This is like the Texas two-step right here. All three of us together, repping Texas. Only one true Texan here. Lauro, that's you, right?
Yeah, born and raised.
So we got the In-N-Out boys versus Whataburger. Let's do this shit. So we haven't been together in a while. How y'all doing?
All good, all good.
We're all celebrating the 1 year anniversary of being sheltered in place and being afraid when anybody sneezes and looking around, being masked up, and for those that aren't, being pissed at them.
Also points for surviving the polar vortex. Only happens once every 500 years.
Yeah, we all did that. That was a big deal. That we all did that. I mean, I would say the craziest thing for me was legit walking around like I felt like I lived on a resort. For me, I never was around snow, like unless I go snowboarding with friends for winter trip. But I literally felt like I was on a fucking resort like every damn day.
Same. I'm like, get me out of this hell. Like I felt like Jack Nicholson in The Shining. Literally what it felt like.
How about you, Trey?
I didn't like being huddled under the covers for almost 48 hours, just trying to not freeze to death in my own home. So yeah, that was weird. I hadn't been through that before. Texas.
Yeah. I mean, the closest thing, Lauro, was what, like for you? Was it like 2000 or not even?
What for snow?
Snow like
that? No, never.
No, never.
No, I mean, I think it snowed 5 years ago, but it was gone like within 6 hours.
Shit.
Mm-hmm.
That is insane.
Welcome to Texas.
Yeah, man. Welcome to Texas. And then meanwhile, it's like 70. Today was like 75 degrees. I was sweating, wearing a t-shirt, walking back and forth all around downtown Dallas. How warm was it in H-Town?
About 78. Yeah. No, it was balmy. Hella balmy.
Dude,
I'm not ready for it.
Are you like so like H-Town that you don't have to powder your balls?
Yes. Us Houstonians, we're adept to that kind of stankness. You know, we have pouches down there for the swamp ass.
Oh wow!
Swamp balls. So we're good. We're good down here, y'all.
Fucking sane, yeah. No, I love H-Town for all the good eats, the music, the vibes, but damn, the balminess I cannot handle.
Mm-hmm.
Been there for 2 of the hottest summers, and I was out. I was like outside, and I was like immediately inside. I was at church on Sunday in a church that didn't have even fans. Oh my god.
Been there, done that, bro. I mean,
all right. So we got a lot of stuff to go through because we haven't all got to been together in a while. Some of the things we're going to go through is the Mortal Kombat trailer. Let's talk about that. I know that happened. That dropped like a week and a half ago.
Yeah, almost 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago.
Yeah, bro. Wow, it seems like forever.
Are you a fan, Trey? Mortal Kombat?
I didn't really play the game that much because I was more of a Street Fighter guy, and Mortal Kombat, I could never figure out the finishing moves and like telling people to come here and then kicking their ass and stuff. But I do like that gore. I always was feeling that. The first movie is good fun. My wife introduced me to it. And this one looks sick as hell. Like, I'm ready to watch like this super dumb, crazy ass movie. Like, that's right up my alley. So I'm into it. I'm ready.
How about you, Laura?
Yeah, man, absolutely. I've been waiting on this film since the end of Mortal Kombat Annihilation, and that was what, mid-90s, and the god awfulness that it came with it, you know, the claymation and all that BS. I think it's gonna do amazing. You know, unfortunately, with all the theaters being shut down, it's not gonna get, you know, the box office it deserves. But you know, it's gonna be a good crowd pleaser. I'm hopeful. I've seen the stills. I'm hella stoked about Joe Talzum. I'm butchering his name, but that boy can squabble. Have you ever seen the Raid 2?
Oh, for sure.
Oh my
God. Is he in this? Yeah. Oh, yeah, yes.
Who's he playing? Is he playing Sub-Zero?
Sub-Zero. Yeah.
He's got to be one of the main guys, you know.
Yeah, he's so badass. God.
Yeah, he was also in the Warrior.
Yes. He's a hell of a good fighter, and then they also got that old boy. I forget what the actor's name is, but he plays samurai in almost every single movie. And he's playing Scorpion too. You know, he plays like a really solid, like conflicted character too in most movies. I think he was in Endgame too, right? He was the guy who was by Hawkeye too. He was one of the Yakuza.
Yeah, he's a classic Japanese actor. He's just in a lot of, but he's like the Japanese films he's in. He's kind of like the Tom Cruise in Japan for like films. So it's like just considered like up there, upper echelon. I can't think of his fucking name. It's like Hiro something. Fuck. But they have like a bunch of, it's just an international cast. And the fact that we're getting it, what is it, next month? April?
Isn't it March? I thought it was late March, no?
Oh, no, shit.
It's April.
April, okay, yeah.
April, yeah.
Yeah, I think early April, but fucking, I don't know, man. I do miss the theaters. I think between the three of us, Trey's the one that goes to the theaters at least once or twice a week, but in a different way. And you can definitely share that, Trey. I know you talk on it on the regular, but I don't know, man. I'm hyped. I like the streaming experience. I mean, it's just not the classic popcorn, kind of like new release energy that when you're watching a film that you're excited about, or even just something that you just want to watch for that classic, just theater experience. But I'm hyped for it. I can't wait for it. Definitely the gore. I mean, I think the stuff that they can get away with now, it's perfect for Mortal Kombat. So
yeah. It is April 16th. You are correct. So glad we have at least one smart person on this podcast. It's definitely not Omar. So
no, it's definitely not me. I'm like Popeye. I get more stronger with beer. So
the way they're vaccinating people, though, it is going to be released in the theaters as well, right? Is that an HBO Max release plus theater at the same time?
Yep.
I mean, I think a lot of people will probably stay home and watch it either way, just because it's convenient, like if you don't go out much. But I don't know. I think hopefully, fingers crossed, like at least America is a different looking place in a month, and hopefully some people will be able to go out and watch it and enjoy it. There's nothing quite like, someone getting punched in the face and the surround sound and the crunch of the bones breaking and all that. Like, you can try to replicate that in your house, but unless you are stacking like big chips, it's probably not going to happen.
No, for sure. I definitely miss that, the air from the subwoofer and the speakers when, you know, yeah, it's just like blows out your eardrum and you're like, oh, what happened? Explosion. Oh,
Damn. Yeah. No, that's definitely a movie. That's a crowd pleaser. That's definitely one you have to watch with people. So I'll definitely, when it comes down theaters, hopefully, I have a vaccine. I'll be able to watch it in theaters. Probably rent out theater by myself. Who knows? It's like what, $100 to rent out theater.
yeah. There you go.
Price is going up, though. Price is going up. They're not going to keep doing that.
Yeah, man. Hopefully, again, we all get vaccinated soon enough where we're able to, some of the theaters that we, love and cherish survive to allow us to help support them again. So, like Texas Theater, that's a place that you go to a lot, right, Trey?
Shout out to Texas Theater. So I go there. I go to the drive-ins now because that's a safe thing to do, and they've kind of pivoted to where they open up their parking lot and just show. And they're like a cult movie theater, so they only show weird shit. Like I just on Tuesday saw a movie called She Mob, filmed in like 1968, filmed here in Dallas. It is a trash. It's just a bunch of boobs and butt and like super fake sex, like no danger of genitals touching at any point in this movie, but there's still a bunch of sex scenes. So it's like, and it's super low budget, but it was a good time. And I have a group of friends I've been watching movies with on Friday nights, and we like Slack messages joking about stuff. And since I organized it, they like went all out just this past weekend and bought me one of the chairs there at the Texas Theater is going to have my name on it. They bought so it's going to have a nameplate of mine in their new like balcony seating theater. So I'm basically it's basically gonna be partly my theater here.
So you're like a founding member. You're like a founding member, right? So like that's what's happening right now.
Right. Exactly. I'm just here promoting my theater.
But good for you, man.
That I'm paying money to like put my name on and then not getting any money back ever again. So yeah.
One other thing that we missed because we haven't all talked in like a month or so was the I guess release of information that Nehisi Coates, who's one of the most fabulous writers and I think thinkers of the young generation, not even my generation, younger generation. He's well known for scripting and plotting a lot of what became the Black Panther movie for Ryan Coogler. And he's been, I guess, he's going to be penning the Superman story. So, and I guess this is based on Superman Earth 2, or I don't know what Earth it is. But did you guys hear about this?
I heard about it from you.
Okay.
Is he actually screenwriting it? Like, is he getting the screenwriting credit?
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah, he's straight writing the film. So wow. Like it's a big jump for DC because I feel like DC usually they just do the real bullshitty like just eye candy shit but nothing of substance. And I think first of all for Nehisi Coates to even sign on to that says something. So he probably has full autonomy on all the shit that's going to happen. And who knows, it might be another connection where, Ryan Coogler may direct it. Right now, a lot of the fan art out there is showing Michael B. Jordan as the character. So
is it still Clark Kent or is it like a different, like, is that Superman's real name in this universe?
For the alter ego, I think maybe Clark Kent or like Willis Kent or some kind of play off that. And then for instead of Kal-El, it's would you know this, Laurel?
I mean, to my knowledge, I think the Superman of Earth 3 was the president, so it was like a Barack Obama type.
Yeah.
But no, I'm not too sure about the whole alien backstory though.
Man, that's gonna blow people's minds, like non-comic book reader people who just like Superman is Clark Kent. He has glasses. He's a reporter for the newspaper or whatever. Like they're gonna be like, wait, what? If Superman is black, they're gonna be like, oh great, now you're doing this guy too. Like, ooh. You know,
Yeah, and
so that,
I mean,
I can't wait for those jokers to get mad about this.
and obviously I bring this up because I obviously care what you guys think and to see your reaction about it, especially in the times that we have where, between cancel culture and just outright support of white supremacy, in our society. It's not even shying away from it. It's just like, yeah, why not? This is the time for a black Superman,
Yeah, hell yeah. I mean, it's so wild. Like people, I just can't imagine how, like, they got to be thinking about this now. Like, how are we going to handle this? People are going to be very mad, especially, with the insurrection, like less than 2 months ago. You have to have like a plan for these crazy people. You have to assume like they could come to our building and be like, with rocks and sticks or whatever they got on them, and like be like threaten to like take over the Warner Brothers studio because they're so mad about a black Superman. You can't put any of these situations above them. Like this
For
is
sure.
something you better go check 4chan or like white supremacy subreddit, whatever, whoever they make these plans. Facebook groups, I don't know, like
It's kind of shitty, right? That they canceled out Parler because now you can't go in there and learn about shit. You can't go in there and have the intel. So like, where are you going now? Like, Apple's like, no to Parler. I'm like, actually, no, don't let them get on. Let them do their shit,
right.
So we can be in the know, right?
In the open, yeah. Wow, that's gonna be crazy if that's what they're doing.
Yeah. So, that would be cool. I'd like to see that. I'd definitely be a big supporter of that. Just especially with I appreciate the not wokeness of kind of superhero characters being written for more properly for representation on how it should have been for the last all the years of our lives. That hasn't happened. Maybe just the last maybe even 7 years. And it's still not there yet, right? It's still not there yet. Nowhere near it.
No, but it's just like you had one. Basically, like Black Panther blew up, which is great. But that doesn't like even the odd. Like, it's still like the Avengers are all like a bunch of mostly white guys, a green guy, and a black guy. Like, you got a few more to go. This is like maybe the only way I would watch a Superman movie unless we're going back and watching Christopher Reeve's version or something. So
yeah, I think there's like a new like Lois and Clark kind of spinoff that's come out. Have you watched some of that, Laura?
I mean, I've only read the recaps on CBR.com. I hear it's wholesome. It's got like tinges of like Superman Returns type deal. I mean, I don't hear it's too bad. At least they're messing around with the timeline multiverse type thing, like with the Flash and all that.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, again, CW, I've given them a chance, and they just fail me every time. Like besides, again, just the hot girls that they hire, or even pretty dudes. Like just eye candy. It's just I need more than that. I'm like a 40-plus-year-old man now. I can't just be like, pulling out the Jergens for, anything and closing my eyes. Like I need a little more stimulation.
I mean, that channel's like, they gotta be aiming for like teenage kids though. I feel like that's the audience for the WB usually. So it's hard to blame them, I guess. They're not gonna go HBO on us, but and with that, I do gotta go. It's been real.
Dude,
Much
of
love.
course. Thanks for joining us, brother. We appreciate you.
Peace.
I'll be
Good
back.
luck. Good luck on your Super Mario Party.
Mario Kart, bro.
Oh, my bad. All right. And then there was just two.
Oh man.
So the stream wars that are happening right now. Obviously, we were talking about not being able to go to the theaters, which we both obviously love and imbibe in. How about the streaming wars? What kind of shit are you getting into? What are you watching? Do you find yourself kind of connected more to one app between, like obviously HBO, Max, Apple Plus, Netflix, Amazon Prime, or Disney Plus? I mean,
right. No, definitely. I gravitate more towards HBO and Hulu. I mean, that's got all the good hits. Find a movie. Least favorite, I would have to say, I don't use Apple Plus. There is absolutely nothing that interests me. I mean, there's that Ted Lasso show that won Emmy, but I don't watch that. I mean, I don't know if you delved into any of the things on there.
Yeah, I mean, I watched that one show that was with what's his name? The Hawaiian dude played Aquaman.
Oh, See?
Yeah, See.
Like where
so I
he's
watched,
blind.
Yeah, he's blind, and everyone's blind, except for like a few people, and those people are like witches or whatever. So interesting, but it's so difficult. We talk about this every time whenever we record. It's just like it's so difficult to hold your attention, because if there is even a little inch of do I want to keep watching this shit, or do I rather watch this other show that someone else is telling us is really good, we got to check out, or a show that we just never watched. Like some friends are saying, hey man, you really got to check out Ozark, at least seasons 1 and 2. So
yeah, no, definitely. There's way too much media out there, and if it doesn't catch your attention within the first hour or so, you're done. It's donezo. It's it really is like that. I mean, the streaming wars are really about who could get your attention, who could keep it too. Like Hulu, like I could watch King of the Hill, and then I could watch Attack on Titan. Oh wait, let me go watch My Hero Academia. I literally spent all of Sunday watching season 3 of My Hero. Why? I don't know, but it was just, that shit is like intense.
Yeah.
And it's just, no other streamer has that,
For sure. I would say for me, definitely HBO Max, especially since they got like Banshee, which I never watched back when it came out.
Good.
Oh man. And I'm, obviously a big fan of what's his name? The guy that plays Homelander.
Okay.
Anthony Starr. Yeah, Anthony Starr. So, and then the dude that, I just recently watched, Warrior, is a Korean guy, but he's playing, he plays the tranny tech guy.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Man, I think Soon Yeon or something like that. But dude, oh man, such a good show. And it's just like, it has my attention and it's just like the fact, and you guys told me about this before, you're like, crazy idea, you're in this like town right outside of New Jersey that like, just kind of like Hickville, where you have the Amish versus Native Americans, and then just these Ukrainian mob that's coming in and out. It's just like such satisfaction in every episode that I've watched. Right. So yeah, I've just moved on to season 3, and definitely HBO Max. And also because of HBO Max, not because of anything DC related necessarily for live action, but their animation. So I'm catching up on Young Justice. So
okay,
I've always loved DC anime, and I feel like they've done a really good job of just kind of really sticking true to kind of the characterizations that's come from the comics. And that's a big reason why I love live action, comic book film, right? It's because the stuff you cherish, the things that you've read, and then you see it happen and being interpreted, by a character. Definitely. I think it's the season I'm on for. It's The Outsiders. So watching like no Batman, you're dealing more with like Nightwing is taking the leader. he's the leader
Yeah.
guy of, all of the Young Justice, and they're just doing all these things that has to do with relevant like social issues like sex trafficking and but obviously metahuman sex trafficking. It's not sex trafficking, it's metahuman trafficking or some shit, but it's the same shit, but it's all social issues, but it's done in a really cool way. And the animation style is dope because they're using all of the cool animators from Japan, from China, Korea, and just doing it right. I wish Transformers would be on that level where they can give compelling stories. I mean, did you watch any of the Netflix Transformer shit?
The War for Cybertron, like what is it? I watched part 1 a little bit. I can't get into it for the life of me. I don't know why. A
little too cakey for you.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, again, I think it's also to the point that what Trey was saying earlier. It's just made for a younger generation and maybe a different type of demographic. So maybe just not mature enough for us. So.
Mm-hmm. Speaking on that, if I ever am on HBO Max, I find myself watching the old Justice League Unlimited, Batman, Superman cartoons. Those are classics, and it's just it grabs my attention more so than any of this other new stuff. It's classics, like you said. They don't tell stories like they used to,
nope.
But they have, I think one of the smartest things that HBO Max did is they have the Cartoon Network hub and the Adult Swim hub. And I don't know if you've ever heard of the cartoon with hold on.
Name a character.
Rigby Mordecai.
Yes, I know you're talking about.
Normal time.
Yes. Yeah, simple times or something. I think so.
Like that. Yeah, it's like an 11-minute cartoon, but it deals with like real stuff, real issues. They have badass 80s music in the background. They have they draw cartoons. They have like a fat dude with like man boobs that are coming out, always takes off his shirt. They're always jiggling too. I'm like, what is this? And it's marketed towards children. And yet, I find myself watching it. And
of course,
it's like stupid. It's like stupid funny, but I dig it because sometimes it's like intellectual stuff too that they get into. I'm like, regular time. Okay.
This, when you're talking about this, it kind of makes me think about some bullshit that's going on right now, like with trying to change characterizations of something. I think I'm thinking directly of LeBron James' version of Space Jam.
Oh God, yes. Mm-hmm.
We got to talk about this, right? So, like,
please,
you were saying, these shows that were made for kids, but yet very mature. These kids, the younger generation, they see a lot more shit than we've seen, right? At a young age, because of like access to technology. I have some nieces and nephews that they had the iPad in front of them at 2 years old, so they see all that shit younger, and it's just a natural thing. But now we're like saying, oh no, Space Jam is not going to have Pepe Le Pew, it's not going to have Babs Bunny, like because of either over sexualization or again the whole movement with just supporting like females, women, which of course we're all about. But really,
I get it. It's a cartoon though, it's, to me, it's like, I just want to talk to this cancel culture and tell them, look, I grew up with this. I was raised on this for 20 plus years, and look at me, I turned out fine. I'm a fine individual. Sure. I'm not over there groping people or telling people, no, 20 no's and 1 yes always means yes. There is only so much. There's only so much that we could go, and I feel that this whole cancel culture at some point will hit a dead end. Like for instance, Speedy Gonzalez. That is a typical Mexican stereotype. I don't see any Mexicans in the street saying, hey, that's hella racist, bro. Take that off. No. When have you seen a Hispanic person upset about that? No, they just laugh it off and that's it, you know. But I mean, I don't want to get in hot water with our, you know, viewers or anything. But I mean, I didn't see anything wrong with Pepe Le Pew, you know. I got it, you know. He was always like grabby, getting on, you know, chicks. But it's a cartoon. It's a joke.
Yeah, sure.
You know, to be in jest. I mean, why don't they have Bugs Bunny dressing up like a tranny anymore and kissing Elmer Fudd?
Exactly.
You know,
Exactly. And
I mean,
like
did
a
they
lot
cut
of
that?
like I feel like the sexual tropes and kind of themes, a lot of that stuff, it's not just new, it's more accepted, especially at younger ages now, right? But I feel like these are things, whether it be you sexually identifying with being a you know, a male or a female, even though regardless of how you were born, these are things that we've had all throughout, you know, time. So like, this is not a new thing, but now it's kind of like, I feel, especially with social media, the ability to create a hashtag and create this movement where, again, they just put you on blast. I gotta say, like, there's got to be a point where it's just like the creatives that make the media, that are trained in making media and trained in arts, let them still tell the stories, because we've entrusted them with that, right? And they've gone to school with it and they've done these things. We can't just keep on, like you said, like canceling shit. It's just, I think detrimental, and also I think it's so, like, a lot of ways un-American, because we should be about freedom of speech and freedom of expression, right? And yet, every time I've traveled, been to Europe, Asia, I feel like US is, we're just, our mentality and my mentality when I'm there, it's so young and so small compared to the rest of the world, you know?
Yeah. I guess we're just so easily offended. I mean, we're offended that we're not offended. If that makes any sense, you know, it's kind of the point where it's just, it's enough is enough. You know, a story, you know, stories were invented at the age of, you know, at the beginning of time. You know, there were stories being told on walls, on cave drawings, whatever. You know, you think Shakespeare stopped to think about, oh, wait, you know, maybe this is a little pushing the envelope. No, he said, no, the story must be told how it is and make it so. You know, provocative storytelling will always exist. It has to. If not, who's going to push the envelope? Or else we're going to wind up on, like, in a goddamn, what is it, like some dystopian sci-fi novel like The Giver or some goddamn thing where we can't even talk about our feelings or something. Oh no, you talk about love or you talk about sexual feelings. No, that's a bad too. You know, it's stupid.
Yeah, it's dumb. It's so dumb. Agree completely. Flipping it to just modern day culture and what we see as art, it's so interesting. Like, I think the whole, like, Bitcoin, cryptocurrency, and now NFTs, non-fungible fungal tokens. Like, that shit is just like on this other level of, I was just, what the fuck? People are spending not just hundreds of dollars, not thousands of dollars, no, millions of dollars on these things that are just electronic creations. Are you?
I mean, the only thing I've heard about any of this is remotely close to that would have to be that Dogecoin. Dogecoin,
okay.
You know.
Okay.
But then again, we're living in an age where we've been locked up in our homes for a year. You know, we have disposable income coming out the ass, and money being backed up by Papa Joe. You know, so what are these fools gonna do? Invest in some stupid stuff, you know?
Yeah, it's just like, one of the things I was sharing with you earlier was some, like, album, a rap album, and by this young lady, and I guess she also was having sex with another musician or so, but then it's also pretty much just a sex tape. So, but it's all electronic. So you have access to the music, kind of like a la Wu-Tang when the Wu-Tang album came out and they sold it for like 2 million. Well, hers sold for like 17,000. But I don't think she's that big of an artist, at least in my mind. Again, maybe I'm just too much of an old Uncle Omar, not being with the times. But the sex tape concept connected to it, that's just, I mean, I get it, because really the internet was made for sex, right? For the trafficking of it. I don't use it for that anymore.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And not the trafficking part, but just the porn. But
hi, FBI.
yeah. I use an IBM for a reason. But I guess there's an artist that works with LV and some musicians, and this artist has done just all the visual, like different visual experiential art, but supposedly broke this record for this one piece that reflects since 2007, I guess, different parts of his life. And it's pretty much just an image that captures his experience, and it's sold for like $64 million.
Okay.
Yeah. So for me, I'm like, I don't get it. I don't understand it. A JPEG file, let alone a JPEG file.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, but prior to this, I mean, really, the only person that would kind of keep me up on the up and up on different like crypto shit was Sean, because Sean's all into that stuff, and he'd talk about and he even did like an opening of some online cards, but they're videos. And the videos you can only see there. Like, I think there's this one video, and it's of Zion Williamson, and I think it's like over $1 million or some shit.
Whoa. Like cryptocurrency. But it's not gonna go anywhere, It's a novelty, it's a fad. Okay. You remember when Batman Forever came out and McDonald's started pushing those glass cups that everybody wanted?
Yes.
Everybody wanted them. Everybody had them. Where the hell are they now?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know where mine's are at. Mine's in the garage somewhere, probably broken.
Sure.
I have no fucking idea, but it's a novelty.
No, it totally is.
At some point, once I think all this clears up, I think it's going to go back to normal. People are going to snap out of it. They're going to come back from losing their goddamn minds, and they're going to be like, good God.
Losing their goddamn mind is right, because I don't understand. Like, I get it that people are all super excited about like trying to fight against, like Wall Street and keep some of these like, brick and mortar places open, kind of like, GameStop. Yeah. But even when all is said and done, you got to understand that this is a failed concept, right? Like, everybody loves retail, but like when big companies like, even Marcus, Macy's, they're like closing stores up. Like, there's very few companies that can exist. I mean, really, it's the monopolies. It's the Targets, it's the Amazons, that have bought up everything around and been able to keep paying and losing money on the brick and mortar, because really that's what it is, because I mean, do you do most of your shopping online?
I mean, just Amazon every now and then, but I still go grocery stores. I still go to stores. Okay. Predominantly, I still go to Target every now and then.
Yeah.
It's just, call me old school, I guess, but it's just, I like picking out my own groceries,
No, I get it. No, that's different for sure. Yeah. Especially because the whole idea of someone picking out groceries just so you don't have to be exposed to other people.
Yeah.
For us, we live like in high rise. So yeah, we go down and we get our groceries sometimes whenever we order online. And it's like, hey man, we're missing a bottle of wine. What the fuck? because we're sharing the building with like hundreds of other people.
Yeah.
But that kind of shit just that's what you get for, it's the cost of doing business, with
I mean,
that kind of shopping experience.
First world problems, much.
Yeah, exactly. That's all it is. That's all it is. You can't be too mad about it. It's just like, hey, that person won. That's how it goes. So are you looking forward to what is it? The Snyder Cut?
The Snyder Cut. I'll watch it. I mean, I was really heavily invested in Batman vs Superman. That was a movie that I was waiting for a very long time for. I feel that Joss Whedon just, he just completely took apart all of Justice League, because that movie did not fit whatsoever. I mean, there were so many square holes and round pegs in that bitch. It was a goddamn mess,
For sure.
The fact that Justice League is 4 hours, I'm just, thinking about, there's a whole 2-hour movie underneath all that, that Snyder somehow, got cut. I mean, the scene with Joker alone is like, what? Why would they cut that? How can you cut that?
Yeah.
I mean, to me, it's going to be a reckoning. I hope it's going to be good, because if it sucks, I mean, I've defended Snyder, I've defended DC to death, and I'm not going to have anything to stand on if it's fucking terrible. But
Yeah, I mean, it's hard. We love some of our tried and true characters, right? Like Wonder Woman is still, to date, one of my top 3 characters I love to death, just because of what she is. And I feel like Wonder Woman 84, like, it was all right.
mm-hmm.
I wasn't so pissed about certain things with the whole, shit that maybe Greek gods do and humanity doesn't agree with, especially our society today.
Yeah.
But the Snyder Cut, the fact that they also spent an additional like almost like 70 million in like bringing some of the actors back, and like also, mostly CG shit, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
That's a big undertaking. And like, I guess you can't talk about all this without saying the name Joss Whedon.
Mm-hmm.
This Joss Whedon blowback has become like this whole thing where you say his name, anything connected to what he did, like even all of these old classic actors from the original Joss Whedon series of Buffy, the Vampire Slayer, like all of them kind of coming out and like talking about how, oh yeah, Joss Whedon's a monster and he does all these things and la la la, and he's very, and yeah, that kid that plays Cyborg is right, this and that, super harassment. But it just feels weird to me, right? Because like Justice League, I didn't expect it to be like a great movie, but I wanted to still be entertaining. It wasn't. It was a piece of shit. It was garbage. It was hot garbage. Now this for Snyder, for all he's done, like I do appreciate 300. I do appreciate some concepts of what he did or he was trying to do with Watchmen. And then what is that other one that was just anime?
Oh,
it was like pretty much
Sucker Punch.
Sucker Punch. Yeah, like he really tried. Like it was ambitious, right? But it just didn't. I mean, he had all. I mean, look at all the actors that were tied to that film. Like, especially Oscar. What's his name? I'm the shittiest with names. There's Oliver. What's his name? The guy that's he's going to be Solid Snake.
So I'm not sure.
Okay, you know what I'm talking about,
Oscar.
though.
Oscar
something.
Oscar something. Oscar Padilla.
Yeah. Padilla, yeah, throw that in there. I just feel like I'm telling everybody I'm not going to watch it. I think you're right. I think I'm going to watch it. 4 hours though. Ooh, don't want to live through that. Some of those scenes again. The music video feel like. Yeah, this actor is like one of the biggest actors right now.
Oscar Isaac.
Oscar Isaac. There you go.
There you go.
He's been in like, every big series, Star Wars.
I mean, only. Yeah.
Not to say that Star Wars is any good or anything, but no, but he's been in a lot of great films. I've appreciated a lot of stuff that he's been in. So
Yeah, I agree.
yeah, that's coming out soon, like in a week or so, or 2 weeks.
I think so. Yeah, March 18th. Yeah, I think
That's
the day after St. Patty's Day.
oh damn.
It's
In your
supposed-
neck of the woods, is there going to be a St. Patty's Day?
Oh God, I hope so. I don't know.
Do you drink? Do you like having the green beer?
I mean, in my heyday, I could put away like 10 green beers by my damn self. That would let the Hulk out now. I mean, it's St. Patty's Day. You have to
Right.
partake.
Dude, you slimmed down a lot, bro. Are you drinking
Thank
again?
you. Thank you. It's all the alcohol, just
Yeah.
zero alcohol intake. I saw in an old episode. I remember it being like that. I'm like, my God.
Yeah. No, you look good, man. So are you drinking or no?
Actually, I'm actually going to drink once we get to WandaVision because
Okay.
that's going to be a shit show.
All
In
right.
fact,
Well, let me get a refill. Let me get a refill because I am so ready for this. I've been waiting. I have been waiting for this
It's going down.
amazing. I'll be back. One moment.
Okay.
Yes, I am ready.
Here we go.
Dude, WandaVision. Oh my gosh.
Okay. Let's get your opinion.
So, from a comic standpoint, never really cared for Wanda or Vision. They're ancillary characters that never piqued my interest. The Scarlet Witch kind of was cool to me because she was the daughter of Magneto and she liked robots. So that kind of spoke to my Japanese otaku side, like she's down to get down with robots and shit. That's some like, very, Ghost in the Shell kind of thing going on. I really got into Scarlet Witch during House of M and Avengers Disassembled.
Mhm.
So because they ended up kind of turning her, which I appreciate, especially in comics, you can only have a character being told a certain way for so long. And, every hero eventually becomes a villain. And that's pretty much what they kind of did with Scarlet Witch. So she became way overpowered. She was, going through a lot of shit, especially with the death of Vision, I think. And she eventually she put like all the Avengers and Avengers Disassembled in this world, in this kind of like bubble that we saw in WandaVision. And they're facing all their like craziest villains, some of their lower level villains to some of their top villains. But eventually the Avengers were like, oh, what the fuck's going on? What the hell's going on? And then it was like, oh, it's Wanda, it's Scarlet Witch. They found out the big reveal was her. I appreciate the ambition of them tying this into kind of like the old sitcom style. That's very original. I think the first 2 episodes was rough. It didn't necessarily play out as well as maybe they had thought, especially for mainstream audience. But for people that kind of see what they're trying to play with and do, it's cool. I like it. And again, content matters when you're at home and you don't have a lot of shit to watch and you're curious about some things. I think the actors are all good. I think they're all solid actors. I appreciate that they kind of told a story that was comic related, but kind of in some ways Walking Dead like. It was more about the story, not necessarily Scarlet Witch and Vision, you know, it was these characters, but they also played with the thematics of time and kind of like storytelling through the years and the decades of like the 30-minute sitcoms.
Mm-hmm.
That felt original and cool, but it felt a little too, for me, gimmicky, especially all the Easter eggs, way too fucking gimmicky. Because, you know, we saw that with Mandalorian, not to say that they stole from that, but Mandalorian did come out first. But like when you're watching every fucking Mandalorian episode and you're freeze framing it, you're saying, oh, there's that, it's a call out to this. That's the internet, bro. That's not fucking,
yeah.
They're just giving something for everybody, especially the hardcore. I'm not into that shit. All in all, I'm happy that they did some cool conceptual storytelling. It was better than I think anything that I've seen on Hulu and on Netflix and on whatever ABC. Like I didn't like any of the Marvel shit before that. Like the closest thing to something that I appreciated was fucking not Iron Fist, but
Daredevil.
What's not Daredevil. Daredevil was okay to me. Daredevil was okay. It was just a little. It was a little too kind of like white privilege complaining, and couldn't get down with that shit. Why am I fucking like Luke Cage? I felt like Cage for me, that was like my top shit, just because I appreciated the music and how they showed a city. What are you drinking there?
Oh, this is Chivas Regal 13.
Nice.
The Manchester United edition.
Nice.
We're gonna make our first drink a mighty one.
Yes, sir. All right.
Fuck WandaVision.
All right, man. That's where I'm at with that. But I am so excited about your take on WandaVision, bro.
So, from the get-go, this series played with your head. I mean, it went like hella. It went hella. What was that? Mr. Robot. You know, the narrator. You can't trust the narrator because the story isn't what you see. You know, and you're seeing like a sitcom. And then there's that one scene where like that guy starts choking in the first episode, and they're like, please help him. And then, Vision, help him. And it takes you out for a minute. And you're like, what the hell was that all about? And then, bam, 25 minutes. A 25-minute episode with 10 minutes worth of credits. And see you next week, folks. Okay, that's the first 2 episodes. Then episode 3, 4, then we start to get a little more details, we start to really delve into it, and I appreciated it. They were rolling in with the small clues, it's just, she created a hexagon, the guy running sword isn't really up to snuff. There's some shady ass stuff going on, but they set up so many goddamn high expectations. It's why would you do, Westview, New Jersey, knowing full and goddamn well when that the X-Men live somewhere around there. To me, it's set up somehow like an X-Men appearance of some sort, and then news broke out about Quicksilver, Pietro, whatever the hell you want to call him. And, that was it right there. That was the moment the internet blew up. They were like, oh my God, Fox is merging. It's happening, and the payoff was absolute shit. You have Wanda, who in what, Age of Ultron and Civil War was, moving big ass buildings and cars and blowing people up. She's shooting red little balls at at Agatha Harkness. I'm like, what is this? What is going on here? And then that the big reveal about the cameo. Remember that after Pietro popped up, they're like, oh no, there's a bigger reveal. And even Bettany came up. He said, oh, I've always wanted to work with this person. It's himself. He played against himself. I'm like, this is the stupidest fucking thing ever. I could have sworn that, I was thinking maybe the White Vision will be Ultron. Maybe it's what's Homeboy's name? I forget what the actor's actual name was, but you
don't remember. Yeah.
You know his name was. Oh,
yeah. You have the two guys on the show that never remember people's names, all trying to help each other out. I love it. It's like we're just like, oh,
just go with it. And it built up such a high concept. I mean, the concept was there. It's just the payoff was absolute garbage. The Agatha Harkness thing, I don't know what I expected. I guess that was a good little I guess that was a little good payoff because we knew she was going to be a witch or whatever. But it was just, we don't know who Jimmy Woo's contact was. We never found that out. The mid-credit scene is, oh, it's a scroll. Oh, he wants to meet you. Who? Him. Oh, okay. So Samuel L. Jackson's going to be appearing in Secret Invasion. That's cool. No, whatever. And then Monica Rambeau's her powers. What's her powers exactly? I mean, I was really confused about that. Like, her eyes turned purple and bullets wouldn't go through her, or they went through her and that was it. I mean, I'm still confused.
Yeah, some kind of cosmic ionic shit that is unexplainable, and they don't even probably know it. And it's not kind of like really relative to her power set from the books, but I appreciated her as an actor.
Oh yeah.
Did you watch Coming to America?
The
new one?
No, I
Okay.
haven't seen that yet.
All right. Well, in a lot of ways, that's kind of like how I felt about WandaVision. Like you said, there was so much source material that they could have pulled from that showed and highlighted Elizabeth Olsen as her character, which eventually is now the Scarlet Witch. Which I think that was the big reveal, was saying, "Oh, she's now the Scarlet Witch, like the brand." Boo hoo, pretty shitty. Like I felt totally like not even red herring, like not even the carpet pulled under my feet. Like, why the fuck would you say that her brother Pietro from Fox X-Men is just some actor, when we all know that he's not just some actor, he's actually the character, that he's the guy that played your brother. Like, why? What's the payoff in that? It's just, exactly. For me, I feel like that was their cop-out to not write in something. Kind of like how the problem with Star Wars, I feel like when writers write something, the next writer has to either do something really stupid to fucking change it, or has to go with it, right? Because it's a universe that you're all playing this with the same toys. And I feel like, why the fuck would you not say, hey, what's the problem with the first mutant being introduced in the fucking Marvel universe being actually Pietro? It's her brother.
I agree. And yeah, like the meme said, I mean, you literally played with fans' emotions for a boner joke.
Yeah.
Why would you do that to us? I would have accepted that, Pietro just, disappeared into thin air. He was made out of dust. He was from a different multiverse, what have you. I don't care. But he's an actor with boner as his last name. That's your Marvel comedy writing at its goddamn finest. It's and everyone's on their high horse. Oh, Marvel can't do anything bad. They have the goddamn mentality of a 13-year-old, for their comedy sensibilities. I mean,
yeah, sure.
It was just asinine. You asked me to pay full price, and I did. I got my ticket, but that ending was absolute ass. And then Pietro's got that super speed, and then Monica Rambeau could just flip him over on his back, and that's it. He's done. I mean, he didn't even put up much of a fight, to be honest with you. I expected more. Like, and then the Vision talking to himself about the ship of Theseus. What was that? What was that about?
It was some higher level metaphysical fucking robot, android. Am I human? Do I have a soul? That all that kind of shit that we watch in animation, in anime, in Japanese anime. And it was like, it's cool, right? But this is the place for it. Come on. I feel like for many mainstream like comic book viewers, film viewers, but don't necessarily read the comic books, they should avoid anti-vision. You know, the whole concept of, you know, the Vision that is actually Ultron and whatever. It was too much in the end. Make just Agatha be the fucking villain. You don't need to fucking bring in anti-vision. Like, it was so stupid. Like, I was not a fan of that at all. Because again, you're bringing a character pretty much in where you have them facing themselves, just like Black Panther, you know, fucking facing, you know, Killmonger versus, you know, T'Challa. And it's just like stupid shit. Like, it makes sense and it's cool that way, but you don't need to repeat that shit, because it's like the visual aesthetic of Vision is cool, but when you see his fucking anti-Vision version, it's just like, for me, nah, man, you don't need to do that. And it's cool. It's cool, like, to say, oh, now he has a different story and he's a different person, as is now, you know, Scarlet Witch being pretty much on the level of Doctor Strange, you know, which obviously for them, they had to push her into a different power set where she's more familiar with the verse and the magics, not just being a powerful character that is pretty much, she's the Dark Phoenix. She's Phoenix of the Marvel Studios verse, right? She's pretty much Jean Grey. She pretty much just uses telekinesis or fucking telepathy bullshit, you know, to play with people's minds and you know, but she's that character, but that's not really who Scarlet Witch is. Scarlet Witch is more versed as a witch and knows spells and all that shit. So they kind of brought that in, and I could appreciate what Paul brought into the chat that we were all talking on. Paul was saying how, you know, Agatha kind of helped to explain the connection to sorcery and witchcraft and introduce her as the Scarlet Witch as a different kind of character, not just being called, you know, Wanda Maximoff anymore. She's not just some like Ukrainian Hydra super Captain America powered character, you know, whatever. It's hard. It's kind of convoluted. There's so much to see there. I feel like the big thing that I was just most pissed off with, come on, man, stick to it. Stick to your guns. Say that that's Pietro and use him. I feel like obviously he's one of the biggest characters from the last X-Men series. Like, he was probably like, you know, second tier billing, and then obviously number one was Magneto. You know, he was the main guy, you know, of the last story, which was fine, along with, of course, Professor Xavier. I forget his name, that actor. You know,
James McAvoy.
Yeah, James McAvoy, good actor. Yeah. But I don't need to see like all these I don't need to see all these actors come over and play in the same kind of like bullpen or whatever. But that was a huge payoff. When that happened, I was like, oh shit. I'm like, this is the beginning of the MCU. And like, everybody felt that way. Where it's like Fox MCU and explaining the shit. And then it's like, no, that was all just nothing. It meant nothing. Like you said, the boner joke. That was so stupid. Like, why? Like, I understand it's WandaVision. I get it. We don't care about the mutants, but we all do. We all know that that's lurking in the back of our minds. And then they tried to throw out some press to kind of like feed out of it, where they're calling it not the X-Men, but some other title to introduce. What's it called? The mutants.
I think it's calling it mutants. Yeah, mutants.
But I think that's just bullshit. That's just press PR bullshit. To have the fans, the hardcore fans that were excited about Evan Peters actually being now the legitimate MCU's, the Marvel Studios Pietro. And who knows, he may be casted in it after all,
Yeah.
when all is said and done,
Yeah.
to appease us that want to cancel this culture.
I mean, it was really a bait and switch, man. It really was. It was, I mean, that episode where they introduce him, it's like, oh my God, your jaw is on the floor. You can't wait for the next week's episode. And then, you get it. And then, like I said, it was just, they did not stick the landing. If they would have stuck to their guns, if Kevin Feige had said, yes, this is our Pietro, we're running with him, this is it. Okay, let's do it. But it's just, it's so much potential, so much goddamn potential. And, instead it just plays out like goddamn, what is it? Doctor Strange 1.5, before we get into Multiverse of Madness, because that's essentially what it sets up for, and then I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, okay, so at the very end, when the hexagon goes away, her kids go away. So Monica Rambeau stopped 2 bullets from killing 2 non-living entities. What the hell was that about? I mean, were they going to die with those bullets? Were they really going to, or was this like just family-friendly Marvel BS? It's BS like that kind of like threw me off. And I'm like, what? They weren't real to begin with. I mean, but then again, you can't really show kids getting shot.
You can't. Yeah, you can. You can't.
This isn't The Wire.
Yeah, we just opened up schools, and we've been the only thing that the COVID brought was the COVID killed the mass shootings. Legit. Like, because remember, that's all we were talking about before, and this is just straight out of a Chappelle show or a Chappelle stand-up. Like, he's like, fuck, of course I'm happy with the COVID, because like, fuck, all I hear about is all the fucking mass killings and shootings. I got children at schools and shit, like, fuck this, Oh man.
It was absolute ass. I mean,
yeah. I mean, I can't disagree with you on that. I do like the visual aesthetic of how they showed, Wanda becoming the Scarlet Witch with the little fucking tiara, the little, that she's known to have always. She's never had it during the Marvel MCU because they made her more kind of like grungy, superhero, Euro trash superhero with her leather and shit. It's funny though, because I think that someone did a visual kind of comparison. And pretty much she looks like the girl version of Magneto. She has all the same colors, all the same like armor in certain places. I forget where I saw it. Maybe Boss Logic, maybe not. But
maybe.
Yeah, I know you and I follow a lot of the same shit. So
yeah, exactly.
So it's like, it's cool when I talk with you because you're like, yeah, man, yeah, that's probably what it is. So
yeah, exactly. It's and I just had a thought about it too. I mean, the whole series leads up to just some shiny new outfit. That's all it is. And I mean, why couldn't they just give it to us in like an hour-and-a-half movie? I mean, would you have preferred it as an hour-and-a-half movie? Frankly, for me, I feel like I wasted 9 weeks of my life.
Yeah, I feel like the whole kind of like sitcom use, I think from an educational standpoint was great for maybe different generations to see and appreciate, because I still talk to some like 20-year-olds that never saw the original Star Wars, and that's real shit. Their Star Wars was Phantom Menace. That was their Star Wars, so I'm like, dude, like, I get it, it's from the 80s, it's old, but dude, you gotta like go back, you gotta watch it, like it's some cool shit. There's some cool concepts. I mean, not to say it's a perfect film, but that trilogy, at least Empire was, for me, like, that's like still one of my top 5 films. But I agree with you. It feels, you feel cheated, but I guess I never watched Mr. Robot, or I watched Twilight Zone. I felt like that a lot when I watched Twilight Zone. Also when I watched fucking what's that show, Westworld,
Yeah.
It has that same kind of like mind fuckery where they're like, you play with the perception of what you think that
Yes.
what's going to happen next. And it's just
Mhm.
it's double-edged sword.
Mhm.
I don't know, afterwards, the internet seems to still like it, right? For
Mhm.
WandaVision.
Yeah.
They love Agatha. They love that actor, Catherine Hahn. I mean, Catherine Hahn, I think she's a cool actor.
Mhm.
She
Mhm.
plays her stickiness, that's like her
Yeah.
shit, right? She was like
Exactly.
in a comedy role with fucking what was it? Which show was it? The Brothers or the Twin? Was it the Brothers? It was with Will Ferrell and what's that other guy?
You
But
mean the movie
yeah,
Step Brothers? Step Brothers.
yeah, Step Brothers, Step
Okay.
Brothers,
Okay.
and it's pretty much the same character. She plays that character well, and
Yeah.
um, I agree that it was unnecessary for us to have to sit through that for, like you said, 9 weeks to have to see that, oh, she's actually a witch.
Yeah.
No, man, we do that the whole time. Is that?
Yeah.
I hate it when people like writers and directors have to try to spell shit out for you because they think you're so dumb. Like that's what I didn't appreciate that about the show at all. Like that whole episode where, oh, let's take you back a little bit. Oh, let's take you back. No, yeah, we don't need to see all that shit. Because guess what? We already know the origin story. We get it. We saw that already.
Yeah. Yeah. We knew where she came from. You had to not be paying attention to Age of Ultron to know, to not know her backstory. But they did it. It was heavy-handed. They showed you everything, and I mean, whatever. I mean, it's catered to the Disney audience. I know.
I mean, and I guess that's just what it is, right? Like we got to just accept it. It's not written for us, and enjoy it for what it is.
Exactly. It's not The Boys.
It's definitely not The Boys. The Boys, that's the shit right there. I love that. I mean, obviously, that's the shit we're into right now.
Exactly.
I guess Black Widow is going to be. They're saying it's hard May 7th date now. Like they're saying they're sticking to that.
Man, they stuck to it last year too, and that shit still didn't come out.
Yeah,
but
right.
Then again, Papa Joe did say every adult will be vaccinated starting May 1st. So fingers crossed on that one.
Well, dude, what I don't understand is how in Texas, like, we're one of the bigger states, we should be able to kind of like mobilize. I know our governor doesn't do shit, but just talk and spew shit that is, he still thinks that Trump is a president. I don't know what he's saying, but like Alaska, dude, they just opened up vaccinations for anybody 16 years old. Like we're still at 50.
Yeah.
Right. And
we just got to 50.
Yeah. Like that's fucking so backwards as fuck, man.
Yeah, I agree. I think there's so much we can work on because it's the state of Texas is such a beautiful place, but the fact that we can't handle hurricanes, we can't handle winter storms, we can't handle simple COVID procedures. I mean, Houston has a black eye for that dumb bar called Concrete Cowboy, where their tagline was "Mask Off Party" on Wednesday. I'm like, how fucking idiotic are us?
You're just asking to be fucking lit up on fucking CNN or any progressive like fucking news channel.
So all these Californians moving over, they're like, where the fuck did we end up? And what is this Yeehaw County BS that we're into? But it's a black eye on all of Texas. We're not all this crazy, It's so goddamn backwards. The progressiveness here has to move forward.
For sure. For sure, man. I mean, like you have, the top populations and the top GDP for the state. Like you gotta move forward and you gotta just take care of people and not just be making decisions based off of where your politics lie, because your politics don't mean shit. Your politics is fucking save your life. It's a science. You gotta fucking follow the science, and I think some of it, unfortunately, it's faith-based. We are in the Bible Belt, so I feel like some people just like forget and think they're just going to listen to their fucking parish or their fucking, their deacon or whatever the person that they're saying. And it's unfortunate because, lives are on the line,
Yeah, man. Yeah, I agree wholeheartedly. Also, not to diverge from the seriousness, but can we please have like an appreciation for Kat Denning in that hella form-fitting suit? What was it on episode 8? Dude.
That's what I want to talk about, actually. Kat Denning. Definitely Kat Dennings and Randall Park. Those two characters. Like, I feel honestly, whenever you have like a good story or movie, you have to have your ancillary parts. You can have your main actor, you can have the sub actors, and you have the extra actors. As extra actors, they were fucking incredible. Like, they were amazing. And again, obviously, we're going to see them in Secret Invasion, right? That's going to happen, guaranteed, guaranteed, because they're going to have parts to play. I wasn't a big fan of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I felt like it was just too, we are comic books because we are saying things that we're associated with. But dude, show me. Don't fucking talk about it. Be about it. Live that life. You know, I hate that. Show and tell. Show me. Don't fucking tell me about nothing. Like, and show that it's substantial. You know, substantial. And like WandaVision, at least I had a little bit of that. But again, they were playing with so many things. I feel like they just kind of, again, were too ambitious. They were way too ambitious. WandaVision was way too ambitious with all the things that they were trying to throw in there. Like, oh, we're going to introduce to you everything related to fucking the sitcom. We are going to be a sitcom. Oh, and then we're going to diverge and change back to the streaming show because the magics are going away, or, you know, and it's just like the fourth wall. I think it works better for Deadpool, maybe not for WandaVision.
Yeah, I agree completely. I mean, I had hoped that probably the last frame of WandaVision would have been Wanda saying "no more human," and then you know the hexagon expands and multiverse into madness begins. Okay, lit. I'm ready,
dude. Lit, exactly, dude. Like multiverse of madness, and then she fucking is one of the main villains. And then all of the internets want Mephisto, so they can bring Mephisto in. Sure, Mephisto will be actually the one that's fucking puppeteering everything that Scarlet Witch is doing, and then she can become good, and she can help fucking Doctor Strange fight off fucking Mephisto. I mean, that's what they want to see. That's what everybody wants to see, and it may play out that way, but it did not in this way, in this iteration. And I feel like, again, for all the ambition, like, don't just talk about shit. Don't just try to like introduce us to concepts and ideas. Follow through, man. Follow through and stick it. You know, like, be like Simone Biles. Stick that fucking landing. Don't just do the fucking 180, 360, 720. Fucking drop the fucking feet and fucking boom, hit that shit. You know, like no, man, you can't. How you feeling, bro? You're having a drink with me.
I know, dude. I'm red. Look at this. I haven't had a drink in forever.
The good thing is the hards don't hit you as bad in the gut and the fattiness. The beers fucks you up. I've heard. Well, I gotta chill off this.
The cocktails I got a soft spot for, and those are the killers right there with all the goddamn sugar. But
yeah, the sugar for sure. Yeah, the sugar and the wheat from the beer. Yeah, so I drink like these like IPAs only because they're a little stronger, so I don't like drink too many of them. But cheers, y'all! Cheers, y'all! Community beer, local Dallas beer.
There you go. Get that ad money, bro. Get that revenue.
Yes,
going.
sir. Yes, sir. Not getting paid for it. Not doing it. Fuck, man. So what's going on with you, man? What are you doing? Are you still like cruising around doing some like local shit for like advertising the community, or is that all this kind of shut down?
No, I mean, right now I'm about to get back into writing. We're gonna see what we can do. I mean, now that everything's open 100%, we want to try to illustrate that it's okay for people to go out, talk about some new places, maybe some places that, haven't gotten the right publicity yet, maybe restaurant, bars, people could go out to. I mean, obviously no one's being stopped right now, but if you don't write about it or there's no publicity out there, then who's going to know about it?
For sure. Dude, I appreciate that 100%. Like I used to be like an OG Yelper back like when it opened up, like when Yelp started like in 2005, 2006 or so. I was like one of the main like Yelp elite, like, you know, kind of people that like help to kind of hype up different spots to go to build community, you know, which obviously at that time it was very pioneering, but now it's just like breathing air. Like everyone has a blog or writing about shit like the stuff that you do for you know, everything you do in Houston. So no, I appreciate that, man. It's fucking dope shit.
Yeah, man, absolutely. I mean, we just have to do what we can for businesses, you know, especially small businesses, because, you know, at the end of the day, you can add, you know, Buffalo Wild Wings is still going to be there. Fucking
of course,
McDonald's, Burger King, it's there. Stay there.
So where can we find all of your writings and the stuff that you talk about for
you could find me on Instagram, cheeky_bastards with an E. And I do a lot of little videos, trying to at least, a lot of stories. If you get offended easily, don't follow me. But if you don't, go ahead and follow me. That's very easy. That's that.
I appreciate you, man. I appreciate, like, you know, obviously all the plethora of shit that we're into, nerd shit. But also kind of like how you help to kind of like introduce to some people different concepts and ideas. Like you definitely have that Euro kind of the cheeky, you know, you said bastards, you know, it's just like, hey man, that's what we do. We're having fun with it, but it's like tongue in cheek. But you're fucking one of the coolest guys, like, you know, I've met, where to the point I'm fucking reaching out to you on the internet, fucking become friends with you, you know? So
yeah, exactly. Well, hey man, that's what the internet's for, right?
So we do. That's what we do. And for us, obviously, you can find us at nerding_in on the gram. You can find us on YouTube. It's just NerdinIn. Twitter, not a lot of activity, some, but hashtag NerdinIn. You'll find us there. But this is episode 26. We are excited about celebrating our 1-year anniversary next month. So that's something we're kind of like gonna do some cool shit on, and we appreciate all of our subscribers. I think we have like, you know, what, 14, 15 of you right now. And hey man, we appreciate all of you. Shout out to all of you. And if you hear this, please drop a line, because for YouTube, I'm not like super like on it, but I see some of you guys, but we want to be able to send out some like 1-year anniversary gifts to all of you that have subscribed to us. So hit us up on any channel, even if it's any of us individually, and we want to send some shit out to you guys. So we got some cool stuff going for our next year anniversary. But thank you so much for being a part of episode 26, and we're excited about getting rid of this fucking COVID. Let's not do a 2-year anniversary on this shit.
Word.
Later.
See ya. Nice.
All right, so I stopped the video.
Well, it still says recording.
Oh, I knew that. Why does it show my brand, the logo?
I just say NerdinIn.